back to Conehead Hockey.
Thanks for joining us again, guys. Last time we worked on some stretches that would improve your flexibility, help lengthen out that stride to improve your speed. Today we're going to combo that with some exercises that you can do that are going to create more power and explosion in your stride so that when you're skating, both with the flexibility and the power, you're going to be super duper fast, all right? We're going to have Grace demo some modified version. She's newer, she's younger, she's not as strong yet. So we're just going to show her kind of the starting position, and then we'll have Gab come in and show us the more explosive version when you're a little stronger and more powerful, a version that'll really get you going as you develop that strength.
Let's get started. We'll see.
Okay, in a split squat stance, we're looking for Gab to really get exploded. We're really looking for three things specifically. Good balance, all right? When she's landing on her toes, balanced well. All right, her arms, we want her arms driving through every time, just like she would be when she was skating. And then some height, and she's going to work on that height over time because we want this to be vertical. We want her getting up in the air. With Grace being a little younger, we're really focused a little bit more on just making sure she's stepping through so she has her balance. Want her to focus on those arms pumping like she would be when she was skating, and then just a good control. Not quite as much height, and a little more knee bend from Grace would be good. All right, with squat jumps, we're just really looking for a lot of power here. We want Gab getting nice and low like she is, and then getting up, exploding as high as she can. We're not really jumpers in our family, so that's the best she can do. But she's doing well. We want her to power push with those arms to drive her up to the ceiling, and then work on some soft landings so she's landing on those toes. In the modified version of the squat jump, you'll see Grace is working on exactly the same things, really trying to get up as high as she can, use the arms to power her up, trying to push for height and explosion. She's doing a better job of getting lower, and that's one of the things that we continue to work on with Grace, that low explosive power. All right, the single leg jumps were focused on the same exact thing as we were with the squat jumps. Now though, we're jumping from and landing on that one leg. So really trying to work on individual leg power. We're driving the arms up toward the ceiling as low as we can get each time. The tough part, you can see Gab struggling, is landing and keeping that balance. That's where a lot of that core work comes in on this exercise. That'll help that strength and that explosion. Over time, we really want to see them reaching for the ceiling and getting up as high as they can, working on that balance. For the modified version of the single leg jump, you'll see Grace is really just working on the same things, right? Good balance, good form, getting as low as she can. And for her though, the jump becomes a little bit smaller. We don't ask her to get real high off the ground as much as good control. Getting up, landing on that one foot, trying to use the arms to drive herself up, all right? Still tough, and she'll get better over time if she works on it, on getting some of that drive and push up into the air. All right, this next one is really tough, called jump tucks. We're working on controlled, high, powerful leaps, bringing those knees up to the hands at the chest, right? And really trying to get off the ground. You can do them a little bit slower, but it's really the focus on getting low and jumping as high as you can and bringing those knees up, and then a good, soft landing. Okay, when you're 9, these are really hard. All right, so the modified version is really the same, but the expectations are a little bit different. We want her getting those knees up as high as she can, and for Grace, it's really working on those soft landings, trying to land on her toes instead of her heels, right? And using her knees to kind of control her landing. Power skips is one of my favorite, and really just focuses on a little bit of quicker movement, right? But bringing those knees up, and we really emphasize the arms in this exercise, driving those arms just like you would when you're skating as fast as you can in a straight line down the ice, driving those arms, pushing those knees up as high as they can, and we want the jump to be a little bit higher as you practice more. Okay, so we've moved away from our vertical jumps more into our horizontal. The first one is the broad jump. You've done it before. They made you do it in elementary school. It's really simple. 2 feet. you're jumping and you want to sprint out as far as you can. You want to drive yourself forward as far as you can, landing on your toes so you have the good soft landing, and using your arms, like Gab is here, to drive herself forward. The further you can get, obviously the more power you're developing. You want to continue to kind of press that and push that to get yourself to go as far as you can. Low, deep squat stance. You can see Gab right there, and then driving the arms out as far as you can. Again, the modified version here isn't so much modified as the reduced expectation. Grace is younger, not as powerful. She does a pretty good job in this exercise of using her arms to drive and get out as far as she can. We just want her to get those knees bent a little bit more and soften up the landings. Work on landing on those toes so she's not doing damage to the knees. And then trying to keep that head up and chest up. You can see it on that last one there. She really did a good job. This one she got leaning forward and fell over. Head up, chest up, arms, drive, and a good long jump. No better exercise for hockey players than the skater jumps. Pretty simple idea. We're working horizontally, going side to side, driving just like a skater would from the toe across to the other side. And Gab using her arms to drive herself across just like she would when she was skating, driving from one foot to the next, landing on the toe, catching for balance, and then taking that next step. The modified version with Grace is just simplified. We are not asking for the real explosion as much as the good step out and balance. Knee bend, arms, right? She's a little having difficulty with those arms, all right? So we want her driving those arms and just working on the step. As she gets stronger and better, then we push it out a little bit further. Lateral leaps are really for anyone, all right? And you can put a hockey stick down, a jump rope or anything, and really you're just looking to jump over that object, land on your toes, drive with your arms, and then we're looking for height and distance to each side. So our exercises today really work on the power and explosion of your skating stride. If you combo that with the stretches that we had from last video, right, to create that long, fluid stride, you're going to have that beautiful skating stride with a lot of power and explosion behind it that's going to help you skate really well. The suggestion would be stretch first, do the stretches, and then immediately afterwards, do the explosion exercises. They're going to really help you skate well. You do that 3 or 4 times a week, your skating is going to improve immensely.
Thanks for watching Conehead Hockey. See you next time.